Well, those were the footage recorded during a tense situation which unfolded in Hambantota earlier today. We have a comprehensive report of that story and many stories lined up just for you this evening. I'm Jola Otskun. Let's start off with a look at our headlines.
Public outcry over the unveiling of the Southern Development Programme. Clash between two factions leaves 23 injured and 21 under arrest. China to invest $5 billion in Hambantota, creating 100,000 jobs. Maitri Gunaratne makes a startling statement.
මේක තනිකරම අගමැතිතුමා ප්‍රමුඛ කුඩා කණ්ඩායමක් මුදල් හම්බ කරගෙන යන ව්‍යාපාරයක් අපේ කරු ජනාධිපතිතුමාට කියන්නේ දැන්වත් කසේ අතට අරගෙන මේ රට පාලනය කරන්න.
Agrarian organizations surround concealed stocks of paddy. GCE Advanced Level 2016 results released.
And on our top story this evening, the inauguration ceremony of the Sri Lanka-China Logistics and Industrial Zone, which comes under the Mirageable Investment Promotion Zone in Hambantota, was held this morning. This is a joint venture between the governments of Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China. Now, tensions boiled over moments before the event following the arrival of a group of demonstrators. 28 persons, including 11 military personnel, were injured in the incident, with 21 arrests being made.
Moments before the inauguration, a crowd converged onto the area surrounding the development zone and engaged in a demonstration. Police attempted to prevent them from entering the premises of the inauguration. Monks and members of the joint opposition arrived at the location as well. However, the unruly crowd began to hurl stones, which resulted in a tense situation. The police, together with the special task force, fired water cannons to control the situation. As the crowds continued to be unruly, police fired tear gas to control the situation.
Now, despite the tensions, the festivities commence within the premises of the Sri Lanka-China Logistics and Industrial Zone. The plaque commemorating the event was declared open by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Members of the Mahasangha, the Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Yi Jianling, ministers, MPs, secretaries and other invitees also attended the event.
අද වෙනකොට මට කොළඹ වරායේ
60% of the profits generated by the Colombo harbour is being used to pay debt to the Hambantota port. If we can pay off this debt, we will be able to further develop the Colombo harbour. Although the previous government said that the villagers will be given jobs, nothing transpired. There were only 5 workers. When we reach the 3rd and 4th stages of this development drive, we will definitely require a workforce of around 2,000 to 3,000. The politicians who survive by preying on the poor will suffer a great disadvantage because of this industrial zone. The previous government gave 21 plots of lands from Hambantota to their bodyguards. We will dedicate ourselves to obtain the best deal we can from China.
Today, we take action to carry out these agreements or consensus. I do believe this zone will be the most important economic activity for this government, for this country, particularly for Hambantota people. Next 3 to 5 years, if everything is okay, I do believe at least $5 billion to be invested in this zone. Those projects can solve at least 100,000 jobs for Sri Lanka.
Let us rise using this port that was to collapse. We were in a serious debt crisis. Both mother and child were to die. We spoke to the Chinese government to see if this loan can be terminated. However, this loan was obtained from Exim Bank. Based on the conditions, it is not possible. We need to repay at least $1 billion. So if we give them 80%, we will have to pay $1.1 billion. That reduces the debt burden. Though we have only 20% of the administration, we retain the special features of administration. The Navy and the Army has been vested with the responsibility of security of the port. The law of Sri Lanka applies to everyone who comes here. 95% of the lands are state-owned. Our objective is to create the southwestern economic strip. We have Chinese aid to develop Hambantota, Japanese aid to develop Kandy. We also have aid coming from Singapore, India and 4 other major countries in Asia. We want to be stronger in these tasks. 197 billion was obtained in loans. That very company has presented an estimate today for this, which is $1.1 billion. That is a difference of $350 billion. I want to ask the Rajapaksas one question. Into whose pockets did 50 billion go into? I asked those who are demonstrating to go to the Rajapaksa house and ask, was it the father, son or the uncles that looted 50 billion? Today, the debt we pay with interest is 9,500 million rupees. The annual revenue is only 200 million. So we are going to sell the lands of the Rajapaksas to pay off the remaining 9,300 million? The government must bring in a law where the lands of these persons must be sold. This government will not sell anything. They sold 1,500 acres to Ulhitia, 1,200 acres to Palavatta, 5,000 acres in Somavathia, 20 acres from opposite Golface Green, 50 acres from Hambantota and another 600 acres from the port city. I tell this to the Rajapaksas. The people who voted for us are disappointed because we are not sending you to prison and the gallows for the crimes and murders that were committed. Meanwhile, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa commented on the incident that transpired in Hambantota today.
ආම්දුරනේ මම දුරකථනයේ මේ එනකබනුත් හම්බන්තොටට සම්බන්ධ වුණා.
I spoke to the people from Hambantota over the phone en route to this place. They said that the police and military presence over there was more than what was seen in Vadamarachi and Kilinochi. Vehicles are not permitted to enter. Phone connections have been cut off. The people are outraged. Why are the people rising? When their lands and houses are being given away to foreigners, we lose the farmlands that nourish agriculture. They say that I started this. Yes, we started an industrial zone of 750 acres. They requested 1,000 acres from me. I said that 750 acres was more than enough.
මගෙන් 1000ක් ඉල්ලුවා හම්දුරනේ. මං කොහොමද 1000ක් හදන්න ඕන නෑ. 750ක් හදුවම ඇති.
As mentioned on the headlines, now former Southern Provincial Councillor Maitri Gunaratne today criticized the conduct of the United National Party.
අපි රාජපක්ෂලගෙන් මේක ගත්තේ ඊට වඩා හොඳට මේක කරන්න. නමුත් දැන් බලාගෙන යනකොට හොඳක් නම් පේන්න නැහැ.
This is taken away from the Rajapaksa in order for this country to be governed in a better way. But I do not see anything better. They have converted this into a business where a small group headed by the Prime Minister makes money. This is not what was promised to the UN peers. It is only the henchmen of the Prime Minister who rule the government. There is no place for parliamentarians or the ministers. The powers of ministers have been taken into one committee. Now this committee is going to govern the country. Therefore, we would like to tell the President that the time has come to stop working silently and take the whip into the hand and take control of governing the country.
ඔබතුමා නිශ්ශබ්දව වැඩ කරන්න එපා. නිශ්ශබ්දව ඉන්න එපා. දැන්වත් කසේ අතට අරගෙන මේ රට පාලනය කරන්නයි කියන එක තමයි අපි ඔබතුමාලට කියන්නේ.
Welcome back to the news. Now on to a story which Newsfirst has been closely following. The joint opposition warns that the tax losses that will be suffered due to the car assembly plant in Kuliapitya will also have to be borne by the general public. They charge that this would result in the public being burdened with taxes even further.
At the opening ceremony of the Western Automobiles Manufacturing Assembly in Kuliapitya on the 3rd of this month, the Prime Minister said that this plant would generate 2,500 new jobs in the future. They smiled and asked whether there can be a vehicle manufacturing plant in Kuliapitya. We hope to create 2,500 jobs through the factory in the future. There are only two options at present. One is to bring in foreign investments and create jobs, and the other is to steal public funds and get rich. The agreement reached between the Board of Investment and Senok Automobiles notes that the enterprise shall employ for the purpose of the project only persons who are citizens of Sri Lanka, provided however that foreign nationals whom the enterprise considers necessary and indispensable may be employed with the prior written approval of the BOI. According to the agreement, there is no mention of a number of employment opportunities that will be created. The agreement goes on to say that the company receives a tax holiday for a period of 8 years, after which it would be liable to pay 15% income tax. Ranil Wickremesinghe deceived even the president by laying the foundation stone. What did they bring in? It was not the Volkswagen company. The Sirasa Media Network is saying very clearly that this is not Volkswagen. Representatives of Volkswagen also said that they have no investments in our country. This is just another business to assemble vehicles in our country. There are such businesses in the country even at present. There is one in the Minuangod electorate as well. This is not something new. They have however defrauded from this as well. There are suggestions that 400 vehicles will be brought in without taxes. When this is operational, that tax burden will also be on the people. What happened at the end? A very valuable plot of land was given to an associate businessman through the Board of Investment. Now the Prime Minister is saying that the Volkswagen company wanted to invest here, and since there were legal issues, that investment was rejected. Who is going to believe this? This is completely false. Volkswagen did not come here. This is a program to deceive the people of the country. This is a great deception similar to the rest. This is a complete lie. Prime Minister, why did you do something like this? The Prime Minister should go before the people and ask for forgiveness with regard to the Volkswagen matter.
මගේ අතින් උනාට.
There is one other thing. Why do you attack News First? Why do you attack media? You must have bought various channels for money to cover up your fraud. But you have not bought News First. The whole country knows this.
මුළු මහත් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සියලු දෙනාම දන්නවා.
It was on the 23rd of October last year that we first met Biso Manika and her daughter, who did not have a proper house to live in or a stable source of income to survive. Before the lapse of 48 hours, through Gammatha, we took the first step to build a roof above her head. A little over 2 months, we made her dream a reality.
The Gammatha 100-day initiative. With the people, for the people.
The auspicious time was filled with smiles as Biso Manika and her daughter was escorted to their new home today. Many of those who invoke blessings on the second phase of the Gammatha 100 Days movement joined hands with us at this important occasion. Biso Manika took her first step into her new home amidst the chanting of Pirit by the Mahasangha led by the chief incumbent of the Singhapura Gamulu Viharaya, Venerable Mahanuwara Vichittalankara Thera. Mr. Adrian Basnayaka made a financial donation of 1 million rupees for the construction of this house. Chairman of the MSR Solar, Jiham Ramid, donated a solar panel for the house. Household equipment was donated for the new home of Biso Manika by Sujiva, Aminda and many others. In addition, an allowance will be provided for a period of 1 year for other requirements at Biso Manika's home through the financial aid of J.D. Jayasinghe. Padmashil Shantilal of the Sri Lanka Mahavali Authority, Gram Niladari Officer of the Singapore 286 jurisdiction Upul Vitarana and Welakanda Divisional Secretary Harsha Bandara also contributed towards this cause. I was able to survive until today because of everyone's support. If not for them, my daughter and I would be in the streets. I had no place to live. A gentleman from the Sirasa Media Institution visited our small hut and said that we will be given a house, even if he had to spend for it himself. He said he will somehow do it. Since that day, I dreamt of a house for myself. I am grateful to the staff at the Sirasa Media Institution, everyone who made contributions towards the construction and to provide household equipment.
This is something that opened all our eyes. Each and every one of us can do something for another. I invite everyone to support the Gammatha movement to continue to help more families like this.
This
is not just a media institution. It is an institution that renders a great service.
They used to live in other people's houses. Therefore, I wish that Gammatha program would get all the strength and courage to continue this service.
Gammatha 100-day initiative. With the people, for the people.
Well, meanwhile, the second phase of the Gammatha 100 Days movement also brought about a solution to the drinking water issue in the Paplewata village in Dodangora, Kalutara today. With that, on to more stories. Now, there was a public outcry against Deputy Minister Indika Bandaranaike and his supporters during an event to place the foundation stone for a housing project.
Deputy Minister Indika Bandaranaike presided over an event to lay the foundation stone for a housing project in the Koruwava area in Polpitigama, Yapahua. Locals who arrived in the area claimed that lands have been provided for the project in an unjust manner and that the foundation stone was placed on a land allocated for common use of the village. However, as their voices went unheard, the Deputy Minister was given this response. Police had obtained a court order calling for the group to disperse. However, the group remained until the end of the event.
The All Ireland Agrarian Federation and United Rice Producers Association today raided several mills today and are due to receive paddy from government paddy storage facilities.
The name list of mill owners to whom paddy is to be released from government paddy storage facilities was handed over to the agrarian associations yesterday by Minister P. Harrison. However, the United Rice Producers Association charges that the list was made without any basis and names were entered according to personal interest. They further noted that the name of a business attached to a particular rice mill is also included in this list. A group from the association today observed the rice mill in question and reported that the mill is still under construction. The United Rice Producers Association charges that as a result, many small-scale mill owners are greatly inconvenienced.
Rice stocks are issued to their friends. This procedure needs to stop. The minister yesterday told us to prove if some corruption is taking place. Today we proved it. With greatest difficulty we are renovating our rice mills. The main reason is that several mills that are closed have taken paddy. By the time they start selling rice stocks, it would take about 3 months.
A group of members of the All Ireland Agrarian Federation raided the government paddy storage facility in Savastipura, Anuradhapura today.
People are unable to bear the increase in the price of rice. The main reason is that the government doesn't have a program with a proper vision. At this moment, what is happening is the great scam. Small mill owners don't get anything and our mills are closing down. The prices of rice has increased greatly. Paddy in warehouses is sold to large-scale mill owners. If they want to stop this, they should give the paddy to small mill owners and reduce prices through this.
Meanwhile, the All Ireland Agrarian Federation also observed the Ma Elia government paddy storage facility in Pulpitikama.
They have planned all of this. These are the people who take away the plate of rice from the ordinary man. These are said to deceive the people. They have bought the paddy for a low price and keep them stored. They are creating a rice shortage and obtaining massive profits. All the ministers and businessmen benefit from this profit.
A large-scale corruption is taking place through this rice deal. We can prove this and we have evidence. Please start this relevant investigation. In the meantime, our only request is to stop issuing paddy temporarily.
Meanwhile, the 80 rupee tax that was imposed on imported rice was reduced to 15 rupees with effect from midnight yesterday. Accordingly, the Ministry of Finance said that any businessman in the private sector has the opportunity to import rice. However, the All Ireland Agrarian Federation says that there is no need to import rice.
We clearly state that there is no rice shortage in the country. According to the report of the Auditor General, there are 817,000 metric tons of rice in the country. There were 3,217,000 metric tons of rice in 2016. Accordingly, in the year 2016, we have used up 2.4 million. Then 817,000 should be remaining. This stock is more than enough for 4 months. 1.2 million metric tons of rice are expected from the Maha season harvest. The available stock would be sufficient until August. Then why is the government importing rice suddenly? Yesterday we pointed out to the minister how to sell rice at 70 rupees. He admitted it. He said he would reduce the price. There is no need to import rice if the hidden stocks are taken out.
Well, the wait is now over for many anticipating students. The results of the 2016 GCE Advanced Level Examination were released today. 350,000 students sat for the exam under 4 main streams and 3 other streams.
Nisal Punsar of Rahula College, Mathura became Island First in the Bio stream.
Amaya Dharmashri of the Malideva Girls School in Kurunegala became Island First in the Mathematics streams.
That there's a misconception in the society that a girl should not do maths, should not be an engineer. Next thing is that if you do English medium or such, so you won't get proper classes and you won't get good grades. So I'm extremely happy that I could prove both of them wrong because I did English medium and I'm a girl, I did maths, and I actually became the first.
In Vivari, Kavarammana of Girls High School Kandy became island first in the arts stream. Kanakasundaram Jathursajan of Skandavarodaya College in Shunakam became island first in the engineering and technology stream. Malitesh Sachikala of Swarnajayanti Mahavidyalaya in Kekol became island first in the biotechnology stream. Tilara Ekanayaka of Musaeus College, Colombo emerged the top-ranked candidate in the information technology.
So I would like to tell everyone that when it comes to life and school life, it's not just studies. You have to have other extracurricular activities too to make you complete, while paying attention to your studies as well, because that comes first.
Well, there you go. You're now up to date on the latest stories here in the country and around the globe. And if you'd like to keep abreast of the latest and trending stories from here onwards, you could do that by logging onto the website www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Joel Outscreen. Hope you had a great evening thus far. Enjoy. Take care. God bless.